And he ended up taking a job at a hospital for the criminally insane in Hawaii. And this was a hospital where there were absolutely deplorable situations. The inmates were insane, as the title stated. Basically, your over the top mental hospital. All of the workers were miserable. They couldn't keep anybody there. It was a very nightmarish situation. So he took a job there at the hospital, and he said he needed one stipulation to take this job, is that the only thing he would do would be to recite Ho'oponopono with the client's charts. He would never see the clients face to face, and he never did. He worked there for 4 years in total, and during that time, all of the inmates, I think minus a handful, were healed, released, and ultimately the hospital ended up being shut down because of this pioneering work that he was doing with Ho'oponopono. So he would literally say that prayer over all the charts. That was his work all day, every day. And by him taking responsibility for himself, and I'll talk more about that in a minute, but by him taking responsibility for himself, he was taking that on for others as well, and forgiving them and forgiving himself, and it just had magical consequences. Again, these inmates were the hospital folks ended up off of their medications. I mean, everything about it was nothing short of miraculous. So a lot of people came and really were interested and inspired by him, and got him over to the United States, which is where he got very popular here. He's now retired, but he had a very illustrious career, doing Ho'oponopono and healing a great many people. So, how does this work? Why does this work? 100% responsibility is really the bottom line. Every video I've seen of Dr. Lenz, every book I've read of his, that is really the crux. And again, this is a great oversimplification. This is a complex system that has a lot of different levels, but the baseline is taking 100% responsibility for yourself and your actions. And what does that look like when it comes to forgiving other people? I can't speak for anybody else save myself, but I know that forgiveness is very difficult for me. And on a lot of levels, forgiving myself, for probably first and foremost, but forgiving others is also hugely difficult for me. And another one of the things that Dr. Len speaks of is cleaning. So, what he speaks of when he means cleaning is to erase or clean the subconscious mind to a state of zero. And that is going back to the original divine essence, is really the zero state. And his very famous book is called Zero Limits. So, this zero limit, zero state is very much a focal part of his study. And cleaning your side of the street is also a very popular adage that, I know and a lot of people may know from recovery programs, just taking care of your own side of the street, cleaning your side of the street. And when we get to the subconscious mind, when we get it to that 0 point, excuse me, the goal is that we are limitless, that we are free of memories, we're free of resistance, and we are open to the divine inspiration. So that really is the essence of what Ho'oponopono teaches. And this is really what he did for his patients and why it was so successful. So I'd just like to share a little bit about how Ho'oponopono has worked in my own life. I started practicing fairly intently about 5 years ago, and the books came to me through my aunt. thank you, who is here on this call. And I started really getting into those, and I was in a very dark night of the soul, and I was like, you know what? I got nothing. So I'll try anything at this point. So I was near an area where there was a labyrinth, which I would just start walking every day. And it wasn't for very long to start. I would just walk it. I'm sorry. I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you. I'd think of my mother. I'd think of my father. I'd think of myself. I'd think of who and whatever it was that I needed to forgive. And that kind of got me into the groove to get started. And I carried on with that practice. And you can do it anywhere. That's what's, you can do it in your car when someone cuts you off. You can do it. I mean, if you really want to get to the next level of forgiveness for yourself and for the world, and let's face it, what do we need right now more than that? That would be such a huge balm, I think, on this planet right now, just to forgive one another. And it doesn't have to be about what you did wrong. It can be about what I do right for me, and I'm forgiving you because I want peace. I'm not making it about you and that being the problem. I'm wanting peace for myself, and I can give you peace too by having peace for myself. I've also had kind of a row going on with my brother since Christmas time, and he has kind of cut me out of his life, and he was wrong and I was right. And that doesn't matter because my brother is still not a part of my life and I miss him dearly. So I do Ho'oponopono for my brother every night, and I'm pissed and I'm hurt and I still know I'm right, but at the end of the day, like that, I still don't have my brother in my life. So I'm not doing this to let him off the hook. I'm doing this to bring me peace because only I can be responsible for that. So that was another area for me that really helped me. Well, it's not over, it's an ongoing thing, but it's helping me to heal and understand that situation on a level where it doesn't break my heart anymore like it had in the beginning. And I recently, lastly, the last story that I'll share is that I was recently bitten on the face by a ginormous dog where I could have been disfigured, seriously disfigured, and I was not. And I love this dog and know this dog. And the morning after this happened, well, actually, the night it happened, but even the day after, my face was swollen out to here. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what I was going to look like. I didn't know how it was going to go. But I did Ho'oponopono with the dog. You know, I'm like, I love you. I know this is not about me. This is not about you. This is something, you got spooked. I was in your space. I'm responsible for my piece of that. You're not a dog I'm going to put down because I'm angry because you bit my face. No, I take responsibility for my part in that. And I love you and I want to see you again. And I know you're not going to bite me again because I'm not going to be an idiot again. So, like, I got the lesson. I got it. So this has just been a personal philosophy for me that has helped me greatly when I have found that other things don't cut it, or they're too long, or they take too much energy. This is actually something that you can just sit with just for a few minutes and close your eyes and put your hand on your heart and just mean it. And you don't have to sit for 3 hours in contemplation and levitate off the floor to be good at it. There's no master certification, there's no diploma you'll get in Ho'oponopono. It's a great way to see the world, and it's a really great way to be in your heart when it's really, really hard to. And I truly believe that right now, this could be a message that could transform all of our broken systems, and we all know that there are so many. And I think if we can come together in this way where we're all responsible for each other and for one another and having one another's best interests at heart, there's nowhere we can't go. And it's not hard. It takes a little bit of work because, yeah, you have to be responsible, and that's shitty. I don't love it. But it works. And that's why it's worth doing. So, in that light, after me sharing my stories, thank you for listening. I'd really love for everyone just to take a nice deep breath, and I'd like you to hold in your mind someone or something that you would like to hold Ho'oponopono for. Just take another nice deep breath.
I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, mahalo. I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, mahalo. I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
Mahalo.
I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
Mahalo ya
I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. So sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Forgive me. I forgive you. Will you forgive me? I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I love you. The truth is I love you. I thank you. I love you. I love you.
And I'd also like to add, following that meditation, thank you for joining me in that. I'd like to add an abundance Ho'oponopono mantra. I love you, success. I love having you in my life. I love the validation you bring, the platform you give me to build my dreams. I love excitement and joy you bring, and the adventures you take me on. I'm sorry for anything I have ever done to block you from my life, either consciously or unconsciously, in this life or any other. I'm sorry if I've neglected you or taken you for granted. I'm sorry if I have judged you in any way. Please forgive me. Thank you. So now I would love to hear any of your stories about the meditation or your experience with Ho'oponopono, or any questions, or just anything you'd like to discuss about the chat. So feel free to fire away.
I'd like to say that it's given me a different mindset, a more accepting mindset.
Hmm.
Would be as close as I can come to it at this moment.
Thank you, John. And I do want to mention that Karen Drucker did give us expressed permission to use this song. She sent it to me so that we could use it for the meditation. So,
You're beautiful.
yeah, yeah. So thank you, Karen.
You
Carrie, I
know
have a
what I liked
question.
about it, Carrie, is the simplicity of it. It makes it so easy to not be attached to whatever you think was going on,
Mm-hmm.
and just allow the energy of being together to be present with you.
And I appreciate you for bringing that up, because that's another piece, is the non-attachment. You're not forgiving for the sake of receiving that and hearing that and applauding yourself because you're getting it. You're divorcing yourself from what the attachment could be and just putting it out into the world to make it a right thing for
Precisely.
yourself. Yeah, so I appreciate you bringing up that point. Yeah, thank you.
Carrie, I have a question. So the words, so I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Can you which one is ho, like is ho, I'm sorry?
So
Can you split that?
Ho'oponopono, no. So Ho'oponopono means literally to make rightly right. That is the
Oh,
ritual name. Karen did send me a breakout of how you say those four sentences in Hawaiian. I'd be happy to send it to everyone who's here if you'd be interested, or I could share it. Actually, do I still have it up on my screen? I could share it, but it's a lot to write down. Like, you would just want a copy of it, like you wouldn't want to write it all down. But if you're interested, I'd be happy to send it to you. It's just a lot easier in English than it is in Hawaiian.
oh, I was because I was gonna say, do like so in Hawaii for the Hawaiians, they would say it in their native
In Hawaii,
Hawaiian, right?
absolutely correct.
So sometimes can it be easier, or can it, like, for some people or for some situations, like saying it in that language where, I don't know, like it can maybe there can be more intensity with it, as opposed to maybe the mind or my mind might get blocked with the words, like I'm thinking of this person, or
Uh-huh.
person and situation, I'm the sorry, and there's my ego, is
Sure.
starting to say, ah, rah, 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 rah. But if
Yeah.
I say it with the Hawaiian words, for
Sure, it
example,
would take that
then
away.
yeah, and then but I'm still feeling like I'd be getting through the essence and kind of like moving maybe more faster forward, with feeling it, to me, like feeling it in my heart.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd be happy to. I don't know it off the top of my head. I did look at it today and I'm like, I'm not gonna have that memorized by tonight. So you're welcome to like I say, I'm happy to send it to you because I think I appreciate exactly what you're saying about divorcing like our language. So when you're saying it like in its native language, that it removes like the ego sorry and forgive me. A lot of people have issues around that and it means something else. And just really can't be this simplified thing that it could be. So sure, yeah, I totally appreciate what you're saying. It makes total sense to me.
Okay, I'll just put my email in the chat and like you
Great.
if you can
Okay.
send it.
Yeah.
I would do both, but it's um okay, cool,
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
about, any way that you can use an amazing tool. Like you can use a hammer 50 different ways, right? So don't just use it one way. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there. We'll get you your Hawaiian hammer, sister.
Do you ch chant this? Is this like a chanting thing
You
or just a
can,
saying thing?
you
Just
can.
whatever, right? The
Yeah,
words.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've
okay.
like I said, like I've done it in a labyrinth, like anything like
That
repetitive.
sounds nice.
It's easy, and actually, a lot of the books I've read, like people that begin talk about patterned rhythm things, whether it's like running or a labyrinth or stairs or just something where you can kind of get it rhythmic and repetitive to repeat to start. But you could certainly sing it however you'd like to whatever you'd like, and yeah.
What came to mind was Reverend Carolyn's Paper Labyrinth with my finger and saying it. That's really
Yeah.
what came to mind initially early on. I was like, I'm gonna do this with
Yes.
the paper labyrinth
Nice. That's
from a couple of,
awesome.
was that like 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago when we did that? 3 weeks ago maybe, but yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
And I've
awesome.
used it since then, Rev Carolyn too.
Oh, great, great. I'm glad you like it.
So Kari,
I like your layout.
I've gone Hawaiian.
Oh, look at you. I turned my eyes away for 1 minute and you've gone to Hawaii and come back.
Oh,
Nicely
yeah.
done. Ah, love it.
Power of meditation.
so Kari, I have a share,
Of
and then
course, sure,
I,
sure.
I studied, sort of discovered it and studied it quite a bit about the same time ago you did, like 7 or 8 years ago, and I did a talk at Fremont Center for Spiritual Living, Fremont, and oh, it was so interesting, and everybody did love it. And I created these. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. Oh, it's going to go into the universe here.
Oh,
There, maybe you can see it a little bit there. So it's like just
nice. Okay, I see.
what I call mantra or poem. And it was for all of the participants, but I put several of these around the house where
Nice.
I'm going to spend more time. And because I'm a really sensitive person and I do get my feelings hurt, and I need to always be in forgiveness. So this helps me. It's kind of gratitude and forgiveness are my two things that I work on or that I'm aware of every day, pretty much all day.
Right.
It could be I think there's one in my car, in the bathroom, by my computer. So it might be something some of you would consider. If
Very
it
nice. Yeah.
resonates with you and you want to learn it and have it be a part of your life, it's pretty easy to write out.
Can you show it again, Rev?
Let's see.
Oh,
Stick
okay.
it way
I
up to
see it
your
now.
camera. It's just
Nice.
the sayings on a nice paper where you can post it around your house.
Yeah.
Hmm, nice. Okay.
Francesca, you had a question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is all new to me. So, anyway, I just wanted to know whether it's something, obviously it's something you use to adjust your own mind and your own conscious awareness. But is it ever used to just verbally out loud to people as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. It's not only an internal thing. If you had someone that you felt you could share that with that would appreciate that, absolutely. Like I would love to say that to just about everybody I know out loud. I don't know that they'd all get it or love it, but I would certainly be happy to say that out loud to people who would get it and want to
Well,
release.
like if you were like, let's say you got into a little tiff with somebody, could you say it to them?
Hmm.
Well, like when you catch yourself, right? You know,
Sure.
become aware of what you're doing,
Right.
and you want to release it and bless them and you
Sure.
do that, right?
I would say personally, and I can only speak for myself here, but like I absolutely would, but I would also want to get a gauge on the person I was telling that to. Like if they, weren't going to be very responsive or, it's going to be a weird situation, I might just say it to myself. But if you're in a group or in a couple where that is amenable and understandable language and conversation, I think it would be magical healing powers. I always feel the spoken word is so much more powerful when you can have that opportunity. So I would say go for it and please let me know how it works out. Dr. Allen?
Yeah, I was going to ask a question, and here it says, "I forgive you, thank you, and I love you." And I replace the "you" a lot with "me" because most of the forgiveness I do is for self-forgiveness. But it's wonderful the way it's laid out. These four sort of sentences, very short, because it's the most powerful spiritual tool, one of the most powerful ones around, probably the most powerful one around. But as I was in the meditation, I just thought about judgments I have to forgive for having the judgments, but it's self-forgiveness. And even with a lot of political stuff on, it's self-forgiveness about how I feel about stuff. And so it just brings me back center to center, being able to say this over and over. So I think it's really fantastic. And words, you can tweak them a little here, a little there, but the message is basically the same.
Absolutely. And I'm sure, like with any other historical philosophy, everything has been bent and stretched to really be its best thing for the culture that it needed it. So to tweak a word from you to me, I don't think you're going to lose any of the power and majesty around, what that is. And also, the great thing about it is that it's not just about another person. It can be about a thing, or it can be about a circumstance, or it can be, it's not just about another body, including your own. It can be about, something that is not that. So that's another reason that I really like it so much. It's very open.
I'd like to comment on Francesca's comment and your comment. That song is so beautiful. Even when you are around someone and you are not sure that you want to verbally just say, "I'm sorry" to them, you can always hum the song to yourself because forgiveness is for us first. It's for you first. We just give to ourselves that freedom to move away from whatever was happening. So that's a suggestion I want to share with you.
That's a great idea. Break into song. I love it. That's even better. Then you really might get punched. I probably would have gotten punched if I just broke into song.
But you
But I
would
would
do
have
it
done
to
it anyway.
you.
Now I can just hum.
Hum to yourself.
Oh, to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. I just think, like, I'm just laughing out loud because I'm thinking about, like, my ex-husband. I'm like, that would have been hilarious. Like, had I done that, like, that would have been like, what? But hopefully in my next relationship, I could bust out into that song with my man and he would hold my hand and it's going to be good and we could sing and it'd be great. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's the trajectory that I'm on right now.
From your mouth
Oh.
to God's ear.
Hey, hey.
And I'm sitting there thinking, since my husband is listening to this, when I start going,
Oh, you
They'll
guys are
know.
married and you would know.
Right.
They would know.
The jig is up. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that's hilarious. Carmina.
I just want to say thank you so much for this beautiful meditation. It really came down to heart, especially right now in the time that I'm going through. but it was a beautiful, beautiful pono. Oh, how do you say it?
Pono,
Oh,
pono.
no.
Oh, no. Just say, oh, no.
Oh, no. And thank you for sharing your experience, Kari. And it's, you're right. Sometimes it's very, very hard to say, please forgive me when the anger and the resentment is still there.
Yeah.
But I understand that it is for myself. And it really, it was me because I'm very sensitive right now, but it really came down to her. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. And it is so wonderful to see you. And I'm so glad that you could be here and join us. Yeah, I miss you terribly.
Right timing, and like sometimes, they say when the student is ready, the teacher appears, right? And because my experience, just from the comment that Francesca was doing is, one of the spiritual centers that I went to this retreat, and they said that I've learned that it takes one to forgive, but two to reconcile. And
yes.
At one point in my life, I went to this person and I asked for forgiveness, and I told her how much I love her, and I got shut with the door, and she just, and that meant that she was not ready. But that I understood that later, so that she was not ready for me to come forward. So yeah, that was my experience. And sometimes, like you said, it's good to do it first for myself, and then it's a lot of work for me, but it's never too late to start.
It's a lot of work for everybody. Don't be fooled. Like, no, it's not easier for anyone, but it's just making the conscious choice that it's work that like helps our lives and takes us to the next level of health and healing and well-being. So it's hard for everybody. So you're not alone, but it's work that, again, for me personally has been very worth doing. Yeah. And you're doing it. You're doing it, my girl. So you keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I like what you say, do it every day and just put out the names. And yeah, so I'm going to do it.
Good.
Loud voice. I'm already thinking on my drumming, doing it, chanting with my drumming. So
there you go. There you go.
Thank you. And I would love to get a copy of that beautiful song. If we can.
Me too. That's so powerful. That music, that singing.
Sure. I'll just shoot a note to Karen and make sure that's okay that I share that information with everyone, and I'll send it out. Yeah, for sure.
Is it available for purchase?
Yeah, we can.
I'm sure it is. It's the Ho'oponopono song is what it's called. She sent it to me to use for this, so I didn't have to purchase this, so I didn't have to go. I don't know where to buy it. I've not been, but that's the name of the song. And
probably from her website.
I went to her website.
Yeah, from the website.
Yeah.
I went to her website, but I found it a little bit confusing because I wanted to actually download one of, a couple of her songs, like even to wake up to in the morning. I thought that would be great. But I don't know. It was like I honestly have a little, like I didn't know what to click, and I didn't know, like it talked about a USB and everything. And so I don't know if it's on iTunes or not.
She is on YouTube. So you can just look up Karen Drucker on YouTube and, type in the Ho'oponopono and it'll pop right up.
But I can't download it and wake up to it as I want it as my alarm clock.
Well, let me talk to Karen or something. See if I could make that available to the people that were on this call.
I think it might be. She does have some singles I think you can buy. I just don't know how. I think it's downloadable. So I mean, and that download shouldn't, for one song, shouldn't be very much either. So
no, it's not. She's very generous. And
just so we can support her too. Yeah.
Well, no, absolutely.
Yeah. This is Pat, and I just love Karen Drucker. I loved hearing that, and for me, it was such a helpful. I just had surgery a week ago, and that song was like, I'm sorry, forgive me, to my body, because it's been complaining, and I feel better. Like, so that was helpful. Thank you so much.
And Molly, you had your hand up for a moment, Molly.
Oh, I just wanted to say hi. It's good to see everybody, and thank you so much, Kari, for teaching us, or me at least, for about Ho'oponopono.
Nice, Molly. Nice.
Right?
You got it.
Okay, cool. I wrote it phonetically so I could try and say it correctly.
You got it.
That's all. I just wanted to say hi to everyone and thank you.
Great to see
Hi,
you,
Molly.
Miss you.
Miss you
This
too.
has been so beautiful. I've enjoyed this so much. So powerful. I wanted to say something that might be nice to add in, depending on what someone's going through, but forgiveness, or that's not what I wanted to say. Compassion. Compassion, if it might be important in this. I could tell you a situation I had for 15 years ago with my sister-in-law. It would take me forever to tell you the whole story, but she called me up one day over something I totally didn't have anything to do with, and said she didn't want to have anything to do with me anymore. And so I was just really floored. And I went through these things. I started telling myself, well, I've got to do something about this within myself, so I won't be going around all depressed all the time. And so I pretty much went through these things on my own. And with her, I also added compassion, because she felt like she had a really horrible upbringing, and I think she did, and I think that entered into her doing this against me or for me or whatever. Compassion, and it helped me so much. And then I was able to go through these things, and I never knew about this system or anything, but these are things that really helped me then. And finally we were able to get back together, and everything was okay. She came to my daughter's wedding.
Nice.
And it was really powerful and beautiful. Thank you so much, Kari, for this beautiful presentation you've given us. It's really powerful.
Thank you,
Thank
Noah.
you. I just feel so blessed to have been part of this tonight, and to see everybody, of course, and I love you all. And that meditation was so powerful. It was hard to even come back to the room. Thank you.
Awesome. You're so welcome. So welcome. Thank you for sharing with us.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing with us.
Yeah.
Well,
really,
it's about 8 o'clock, so I'm hoping, Reverend Kathy, that before we go, you'll do a wonderful treatment for our relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can I just add one really quick thing?
Sure.
And this is a shout out to Reverend Kathy, because in one of Reverend Kathy's, I don't know, talks, maybe 2 years ago, you did a special, you had one about forgiveness.
I did.
And that's when I finally got it. Like, I finally understood the kind of the way, the easier, better way, not easier, better, but the way to be able to forgive without having to, I don't know, accept or condone or all that sort of stuff. And that was like such a breakthrough for me. So when we think about this is another wonderful layer, but I want to go back and just give a wonderful shout out of gratitude to Reverend Kathy for helping me in that way. And I think of you often in situations about that. And you know, when people will say, oh, you gotta like forget blah blah blah, I always think about Kathy's message, and I learned so much from it that day. So it was like, thank you.
And thank you for your words. It's what I think as a minister, and I think Reverend Carolyn and Reverend Allen would agree, you know, our biggest job is to just inspire people, you know, into the next level of who they are. So thank you for that. And with that, let's move into prayer. And just take a moment and hear the silence. That still small voice deep inside. The part of us that knows no pain. The divine essence of life inside us. Inside all the people that we come in contact with. For each and every one of us has this same spark of divinity. The goddess in me beholds the God and goddess in you. And the whole act of forgiveness is healing ourselves first. It is with absolute gratitude that I have in my heart right now for this evening, knowing that my own relationships are healed in ways that they had never been before, that this is a new way of thinking for many of us, myself included. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Kathy. Thank you, Reverend Carolyn, for inviting me. Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody,
Gary.
for joining.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Hi, Varsha. Sorry you joined so late. We missed you.
Nice seeing everyone.
I had another Zoom thing before this, so I couldn't make it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
No worries. We'll see you for the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, Varsha.
Bye, Carrie.
That was beautiful, Carrie.
Bye. Thank you. Yeah, really good, Carrie.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful job.
Thank
Really
you,
good job there,
Carrie.
Carrie.
Really
Wonderful,
good.
wonderful job. Very fun. Thank you.
And
Bye.
everybody. Bye, Revy.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye, Sue A.
Bye-bye. Bye, Carrie. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Love everybody.
Bye, Nola. I love you.
Bye. I love you. Bye, Kathy and John. I miss everybody so much.
We'll see each other soon, hopefully.
Yeah, at least we have Zoom.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness for Zoom.
Indeed. Amen. All right. Good night, beautiful ladies. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, Kathy. Mwah.